Hey there, this is Kim Nishida with howtodoitnow.com, and in this short video today, I'm going to share with you the 7 fatal mistakes heart-centered entrepreneurs make when building their business online and how to avoid them. Now, this video goes with a cheat sheet, and actually chances are if you're actually watching this video, you might have already downloaded the cheat sheet. If you don't have this cheat sheet yet, I'm going to tell you how to download this a little bit later on. First, I want to go over the 7 fatal mistakes. So here they are right here, the 7 fatal mistakes. Number 1, avoid learning the basics of marketing. Number 2, believing there is only one solution. Number 3, disconnecting from self. Number 4, striving for perfection. Number 5, letting technology slow you down. Number 6, resisting support. And number 7, forgetting to have fun. Now those are the 7 fatal mistakes. Again, the cheat sheet has a little more elaboration on that. And actually I'm going to go into quite a bit more in this video. And there's also an email training course that goes along with this. And again, I'll tell you a little bit later on how you can sign up for that. But first, let's cover these main points. First of all, you have got to cultivate an appreciation for marketing. Now, I know a lot of people believe that marketing is sleazy, slimy, just something you don't want to do. It gives you this icky feeling. And again, you come from a certain place with a certain background and a certain experience. And all of that is what's kind of cultivating your feelings about marketing. Now, believe it or not, at some point, if you're going to run a successful business, you're going to have an appreciation for marketing. Meaning, if you don't have any marketing, you don't have any clients, which means all those people out there that you really want to help, they're not going to be able to get that help because they're not going to know about you. They've never heard about you, simply because you don't have any marketing. So at some point, you're going to have to find that middle ground where you see marketing as the vehicle for helping your clients, for reaching your audience, the people who need you. This is the way to do it. Okay, so think about that little key point right there. Number 2 is you need to be more open-minded. And when I say open-minded, I don't just mean about your beliefs and your spirituality or anything like that. I'm talking about being more open-minded about the solutions you're seeking to creating your business online. There is definitely not a one-size-fits-all business. It's not a cookie-cutter thing. There are so many different ways to create a website. Myriad of ways. Don't let somebody tell you there's only one way or one right way to do it. It's your business. You get to design it the way that's going to work for you and the way that's going to attract the right clients to you. So while you're doing this and you're getting a lot of advice from people, take their advice, but still know, hey, maybe there's another way to do this. And just be curious about it. Be almost childlike about it. Don't be like, oh my God, maybe there's more ways to do it and it feels like a heavy burden. It's more like, wow, there might be some really fun ways to do this that I don't even know about yet. Okay, so be more open-minded. The next one is tap into your inner guidance. And this is one that I always say it's kind of like a duh kind of thing, but we don't often do it for ourselves. As much as we help our clients and work with people and say, hey, tap into your intuition, what are you feeling about this, and use that as your guide, we often forget, it's a common mistake, we often forget to consult with our intuition when it comes to even simple things like what should I name my business, what's the best tool to use to stay in touch with my list. Things like that, we get stuck in the mind. We get very much caught up in logic, in doing research, in asking people, and still even when people tell you their answer or what works for them, we're still not content. We feel like there's more research that needs to be done, just so caught up in the mind. So if that's you, I really encourage you to tap into your intuition, your inner guidance, however you like to call it, and think about that while you're designing your business, okay? So many times when people neglect to do that, they end up embarking down a road that builds a business that isn't true for them. It's not the right business for them. And I would hate to see that happen for you. Next key point. Perfection equals, in many cases, a smokescreen. Like when you're trying to perfect something, you can't put it out into the world, whether it's an article or a teleclass or a website, or you don't want to approach a partner about something or create a product because it's not right yet. It could be better. Lots of times that's a smokescreen for something else. And that something else could be something like you feel like a fraud. You've got a lot of fear about What happens if I put it out there and it fails? What if people have a negative reaction to what I put out there? So usually perfection isn't just about, oh, I have high standards and I really want it to look right. It's not so much about proofreading and making sure there's no typos. It's more about I'm afraid of how I'm gonna look out there. So I'm just gonna keep working on it, working on it, working on it, so no one actually has to ever see it. And that's a big mistake as well. And so again, if you feel like you're a perfectionist, kind of examine how far that's gone back and look at why. What has perfectionism gotten you, and what do you think is at the core of that quest for perfection? Next key point is, you know what? I'm going to say this, and you might not agree, but technology is really not the problem. Now, I've had my issues with technology, and technology does have problems, and God, it's so frustrating sometimes. But there are, again, so many ways to approach a project. For instance, having a teleclass or doing a webinar. And there are more complicated ways of doing it, and there are less complicated ways of doing it. So don't let technology be the thing that slows you down or stops you because you don't understand it or can't figure out how to use it. And even if there's just this one tool you've got to use, maybe you're not the right person to utilize it. Maybe somebody else needs to help out. So again, technology is not the problem. Technology is what it is. Again, there's different technologies out there, and there's people who can do it. You don't have to be the one who does everything or understands it and runs it. So think about that one too. That could be huge for you. The next key point is be open to receiving. This comes back to the fatal mistake of resisting support. And so many times we ask for what we want. We create a vision board or a dream board on the business you want, the life you want. And then when it shows up, you might not be open to receiving it. You might not know that, wow, asking for help and receiving help is actually what I need to do in order to get the business that I want. So kind of consider why you might be resistant. I've talked to so many entrepreneurs who are resistant to hiring people. And there's so many reasons why, and maybe one of them is money. You know, budget's tight, don't have the funds to hire somebody. There's lots of ways to get people to help you for free or really very low cost. And then there's a lot of trust issues involved. So be open to receiving, and then that's something, again, I can elaborate on a bit more. I'm not going to be able to do that here today in this video. And the last key point is, you know, do you want to create a business that's fun? And you need to ask yourself this. Do you want to create a business that's fun? Or what kind of business do you want to create? Is fun part of it? Is fun not necessary at all? It's negotiable. You'd rather just have a business that makes a ton of money so that you can work really, really, really hard for a few years and then retire, and that's perfectly fine. But know what you want to create. A lot of times I know people want to have a business that's fun. They've left a job or they want to leave a job that's really not fun at all. They just sit there and it's easy to think, well, this job is draining the life out of me. So I want to go into business for myself, do what I am meant to do, and work with the people I'm meant to work with. And that's going to be so fulfilling and so much better. And sometimes you forget to inject fun in there. So if you don't have that as part of that vision board, that your business is fun, then you know what? You might end up with a business that's really not fun at all. So these are just some key points for you to think about. Again, there are some tools and resources I can offer you. Now, first of all, if you don't already have the cheat sheet, you can go to howtodoitnow.com/free, and you can sign up to download the cheat sheet for yourself. You're also going to see this video on that page as well if you're not watching it on that page already. Now, when you sign up to get the cheat sheet, you're also going to be enrolled in a free email training series, which is going to walk you through this whole process and give you action steps to do, case studies, examples, lots of good stuff in there. It's all for free. If you want to just get some step-by-step tutorials, if you think you've got all this inner game stuff nailed down, you just want to do some technical stuff, go to howtodoitnow.com and you can browse around there. There's lots of, it's a blog with lots of different posts and on specific things. So those are a couple of resources for you. Again, if you want to download your own copy of the cheat sheet and enroll for that free email training series, go ahead and visit right now, howtodoitnow.com/free. You'll get instant access. Okay? So I hope this video helped you out, and I hope to see you again soon. This is Kim Nishida with howtodoitnow.com.